the rubbish hair. I'm about to actually film a hair tutorial, but I got requested to do the makeup look that I wore yesterday, so that is what I have done. I've recreated it for you guys. It was requested by my gorgeous friend Winter Skell. Go and check her out. But yeah, I did make a couple of changes, I will be honest, and I do tell you in the video. I used a couple of different eyeshadows to what I used yesterday, but that is just purely because yesterday I used all the colours, well not all, but I used all the colours on my eyes out of this palette because I wanted to test it before I reviewed it. But because I didn't get on very well with blending them, I've used similar colours but by MAC instead. So I never thought I would be making a makeup video using as many MAC products as I have today. It's mental. And I feel really bad because I've always been, oh yeah, you'll be able to copy my makeup routines because I buy brand stuff and I buy cheaper stuff, and I feel really guilty, but I did get it all for Christmas, so I kind of want to use it, and I hope that you don't judge me. But you can use things like the Naked palette or the Undressed palette by MUA. But yes, so this is the makeup look that I'm about to show you for today's vlog. I'm going to go and do my hair, and then I will talk to you guys a bit later. I'm just going to apologise straight away for any noise. Immy's got her Buzz Lightyear on here. So I'm going to start by putting on my face, and the products that I'm going to use to do my face are my MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC15. This is actually a Collection 2000 concealer, but it's all rubbed off, as you can see. And then I'm going to be setting it with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light. But it will be sped up.
What day is it? And in what month? This clock never seems so alive. Well, I can't keep up, and I can't back down. I've been losing so much time, 'cause that's you and me and all other people. Nothing to do, nothing to lose, and that's you and me and all other people. And I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off.
Today is by MAC. I'm really sorry this is all MAC. I know it's very unlike me, but because I got all MAC for Christmas, I'm like trying to test them because I haven't used any of them yet. I'm really sorry. I get really bad. My eyes hate makeup. So yeah, I'm using this blush by MAC, which is in the shade Dainty. And for my, you could kind of call it bronzer, it's more of just like a shimmer. I'm using this mineralized blush, which is in the shade Warmth of Coral. And for my highlighter, I'm using the Lush Feeling Younger Skin Tint, which looks like that. And this is supposed to be used by the 17th of September this year, and I don't think I'm going to get through this massive pot, but we'll see. And then to fill my eyebrows in, I'll be using the e.l.f. eyebrow kit in medium, which mine looks absolutely disgusting now, but I've still got loads of powder. So this will be sped up as well because it's not particularly interesting.
What are the things that I want to say just aren't coming out right? I'm tripping on words, you've got my head spinning, I don't know where to go from here. 'Cause that's you and me and all of the people. Nothing to do, nothing to lose. that's you and me and all of the people, and I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you. There's something about you now that I can't quite figure out. Well, everything she does is beautiful, and everything she does is bright. 'Cause that's you and me and all of the people with nothing to do, nothing to lose, and that's you and me and all of the people, and I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you and me and all of the people with nothing to do, nothing to lose, and that's you and me and all of the people, and I don't know why I can't keep my eyes off of you. What day is it? And in what month? This clock never seems so alive.
So I'm now going to do the eyes. I'm going to start with a paint pot by MAC, and this is in Bear Study. It's a really pretty sort of skin tone, goldy, shimmery colour. I'm just going to apply this all over the eye, right up to the eyebrow. Yes, baby? Now I'm just going to take a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to go into my Tricks of the Shade palette by Soap and Glory, and I'm just going to use this skin colour. Obviously you don't have to use this palette, you can use any skin tone colour. This is just what I had on yesterday, so this is what I'm using for the tutorial. I'm just going to put this all over the lids, and I'm also going to put it right up. I'm just putting this all over just to create a nice even base, but then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my finger and just smooth it over the whole eye, just so that it's nice and even everywhere. Now I'm going to take the colour that is next to it, which is kind of like a taupey sort of colour, and I'm going to apply this to the lid, all over the lid. You don't have to worry about being too neat because this is only our base colour. Well, it's going to have colours blended into it. This is why I'm not being too precise with it, because it's going to have colours blended over it anyway. A word of warning with this palette, you do have to load your brush up. Now, yesterday I used the next colour, which is this sort of brown shimmery one, but because it didn't blend very well, I'm going to use my MAC equivalent that I got for Christmas, which is this one. I don't know if you can see the shimmer in there, and this is in Satin Taupe. So any sort of shimmery, satiny, any sort of shimmery taupey colour. The Naked palette has one, I should think the Naked 2 palette has one, the MUA Undressed palette will have one. I'm going to take that on a large, fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to apply this in the crease, but I'm going to make it go upwards. This is going to be, because it's a big brush, it's going to be quite a lot of brown. And I take it quite high. You can take it as high as you want to. I just always take my sort of mid-dark colour quite high. Just keep going backwards and forwards with it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cookies. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
This colour is very similar to the colour that you've got on your lid, but it's just the fact that it's got a
7, 8.
little bit of shimmer in it. So you don't even have to use this colour. You can use the same colour that you've used on the lid. I just like to mix it up a little bit, but you don't have to.
It's 1, 2,
You really do not have to.
4, 5, 6. 1, 2.
And just keep going backwards and forwards, and just keep adding colour until you are happy with the shape that you've got. Don't worry about too much about blending the top, because we have got to put our brow colour on. So you should now have something that looks like that. You can see the sort of subtle colour difference. I'm now going to take a large brush like this, and I'm going to just go into this really light colour. You can use white. I'm just going to use this sort of skin coloured one. Now the reason I'm using this one and not white, what I tend to do is if I'm using browns in a look, I will then use like a skin coloured highlight. But if I'm using blacks or silvers or anything like that, then I will use a white highlighter. But I don't use white highlighter with brown eyeshadow. That's just my personal preference. I mean, everybody's different. And as you can see, that has now just like blended this colour out a little bit more. If you're not happy with the way that it's blended, you can always go back in with your large blending brush and just do a little bit more. Most of my eye looks that I do are like this. I just alternate the colours. It's amazing how your eyeshadow looks change. If you want to go back in with your first colour, you can do, just neaten it up a little bit. I'm now going to take a smaller blending brush. I'm going to take, I'm going to take a pencil brush like this. And I'm going to go into a black. Now yesterday I used this black from the Soap and Glory palette, but again, because I couldn't get them to blend very well, I've got an equivalent from MAC, which I got for Christmas. It's quite lucky that these colours are all very similar. This one is absolutely gorgeous. It's got so much sparkle in it, and this one is called Black Tide. So on the pencil brush, I'm just going to literally dab a little tiny bit. I'm not going to take loads. And I'm going to go into my crease, push it right into the socket, and just sort of draw it in. It's kind of like cutting the crease, just like that. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. If you want to add a bit more, you can do. Now I'm not blending at this point because I'm going to use a blending brush to blend, but I wanted the application to be quite precise. So I'm now going to take a tapered blending brush. If you're wondering, this is a MAC 286. And I'm not going to put any product on the brush. I'm literally just going to go over the black and blend it in. But the reason I'm using this blending brush is because it is pointed, so it gets right into the crease. Because if I use the big one that I used with the brown, then it's just going to blend all the black right up and it's going to be too much. It is literally just blend, blend, blend. Now, if you don't want to blend, you don't have to, but I tend to blend out in my looks. I think it looks a little bit more put together. And you can drag it down into the corner of the eye if you want to, like this. And then we'll do the same on the other side. The key to good makeup, I've found, is using the right tools. Because I've never been like amazing at makeup. But what has helped me improve the way I do makeup is using the right brushes. They don't have to be expensive brushes at all. They can be cheap ones. I mean, the ones I normally use are my Lauren Luke ones, and they were £33 for a set of 8. And that's all that I use now. I do use a couple of Real Techniques ones, but I tend to always use my Lauren Luke ones. And this is what we've now got so far. Again, if you want to go back in with your first brush and your first colour, just clean up the lid a little bit more, you can do. Just like this. And this is what we now have. It's just a very basic sort of neutral smoky eye, even though my camera won't focus. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that pencil brush again, and I'm going to go back into the Black Tide, and I'm going to take it underneath the eye. This is where you have to pull your sexy face. I'm not taking it all the way in, I'm just taking it halfway and then trying to clean up a little bit. Don't worry if you get some fallout underneath, because we can clean that up in a minute. What I'm also doing with the black is I'm just connecting it to the outer edge of the black. And now I'm going to go into the Satin Taupe again, which is the first blended colour that we used. And I'm going to put that under the rest of the underneath of the eye. That was a very weird sentence.
So where is this Mom?
Now I'm just going to take my foundation brush and just clean up underneath the eye. If you want to put your foundation that on afterwards, you're more than welcome to. But I find that just doing that and then just setting it over with a little bit of powder just cleans up any fallout. So now I am going to line my waterline and my lash line. Now yesterday I used the Super Cat pen liner, but I don't really like it, so I'm going to go back to my liquid liner today. My pencil liner desperately needs sharpening. I mean, look, it desperately needs sharpening, but I always forget. The eyeliner that I'm using is, as usual, my Avon Super Sharp. This is all I use. I absolutely love this eyeliner. Now, I know a lot of people that I've spoken to don't get on with this eyeliner very well. Like my mum can't use it on her lower lash line. Because it causes her eyes to water, but I absolutely love it, and it's just so black. And then on my top line, this is all I use, the Rimmel Glam Eyes. That's all I use now. Right, this is the one that always gets tricky because I can't do eyeliner far away. I have to be really up close to do it.
Red shoes, some sheep, a tail, carrots, and a melon. A blue balloon, red, green, orange, yellow, and blue.
Now I do my eyeliner quite thick. But that's just me.
Come on, here's my hand. Come on, boy. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Too hard. Come on, pull. 1, 2, 3. Come on.
For an even more subtle look, you can always use brown liner, and you can skip the top liner.
Cool. Big.
I always end up with one line going straight and one line going up. Every single time. Oh well. Right. So that is the eyes almost done. I'm just going to let this dry a little bit. And then I'm just going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara. You don't need to see that bit. Let me zoom you out.
I forget you.
So, let this dry. While I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to apply my lipstick. I'm just wearing the Hello Kitty lipstick in Underground Queen, which is this really bright pink, which I love. And I like to wear bright lip if I'm wearing quite boring neutral eyes, you know. Oh, Immy, stop it. There we go. Get off. And the last thing that I'm going to do, I'm still waiting for my mascara, not my mascara, my eyeliner to dry. I'll just zoom you back in. I'm going to just apply a little bit of this white, where is it? This white shimmery colour to the inner corners of my eyes. Just to brighten them up a little bit. We won't even see much difference, to be honest. Okay, this white shimmery colour is awful. Can't hardly even see it. Okay, screw it. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to zoom you out a tiny little bit. I'm going to use the Feeling Younger. But I'm literally just using, can you see, the tiniest little dot. And the reason I'm using that is because the white shimmery colour I've just tried to use is awful and doesn't do anything. So instead I'm going to use this. The only thing with this is it is a cream, and I don't normally like to use creams. But never mind. Needs must. Right, I'm going to put my mascara on. And that is it. That is the finished look. Very boring. I am actually just going to add one last little finishing touch to this look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil brush again and I'm going to go into my blush, into Dainty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of this here on the inner, you'll see, just here like this. I forgot about this bit. And it's very, very subtle. But what it does is it just brings a little bit of warmth to the eye and kind of corresponds it with the lip. So, I have a whingy child today. But yeah, that's the finished look. So, there you go guys. Hope you enjoyed it.